Welcome to this auspicious occasion. Taipei Giants versus Taiwan Muwaku. Playing left to right on the screen is the Giants. Over 60s, over 65s combined. Versus the Muwaku in the blue strip going right to left. Preparing for the kickoff. Goes into center field. Not quite fully fielded there by number, hard to see from this distance, number 52 from Muwaku. Backing down for the scrum. Giants feed from the knock-on from Muwaku. Center field, a good attacking position. Let's see how they go here. No push scrum. Released by the halfback. Coming back infield, running towards the traffic. And a loose pass there. Scrum again. Knock on from Muwaku. Must be an interference there. A hand on the ball there. Giant scrum feed again. Number 8 takes the ball out. Flicks it out. Fielded by the back there. Chip kick over the top. Going towards the 22. Pass back in. Can't kick it out. Loose pass there. Muwaku trying to recover from here. Going to try and run it out from the deep. Tackle there. And support player there. Just needs to pass it out to his winger. Not clean enough for the pass there. Muwaku trying to tidy it up so that the Giants cannot retrieve the ball. And referee has called a penalty. Pushing. So the game's only been going about 2 minutes. The score's 0-0. Muwaku right to left, Giants going left to right.
Good morning, Bernie.
Good morning, Mr. Koo.
It's a gorgeous day once again here at Taipei Stadium.
Lovely day for rugby. Nice, cool temperature. Easy, slight breeze. Swirling breeze, but not too strong. And very bright. Very firm underfoot conditions too. As you see, Muwaku really want to turn it up here. Doing good draw pass game. Good tackle there.
That's some good omen on omen action there.
Yes, I should be on the field myself.
Why aren't you on the field today?
I'm a bit broken down at the moment. Good break there by Se Young Min, number 62 from Muwaku.
So can I get this straight? So they're wearing how old they are?
Yes. Yellow shorts. Yellow shorts over 70s. Red shorts over 60.
I see the Muwaku team. There's only one over 70.
So there'll be a slight advantage over the Giants there. You can see the amount of yellow shorts in the Giants team there. So
there's 4 Giants players that is over 70. Oh, lovely kick and chase.
Well fielded by the fullback there with the headgear on. This man's got some speed on him. He's going to cut inside, pop it in. Slightly forward there. Unfortunate there. He did manage to draw on the pass, draw on the tackle before releasing, but a bit of interference there. Maybe a good hard shoulder in there, disrupting the ball play there by the Giants. Excellent.
I wish I was in the stand. I wish I was on the pitch side today. Soak up a little bit of sun.
Yeah, beautiful day. Winter's coming into Taipei, so this is probably one of the last opportunities of the year to
Absolutely.
get some sun.
I mean, in the last few days, Taipei has been getting colder and colder. But today, at least, sun is out, cloudless sky.
Yes, and pollution levels aren't so bad.
So we got 3 games of rugby to look forward to today. The over 60 Giant versus Muaku. My mistake. 1 o'clock at 1 o'clock there's Korea versus Sri Lanka, and at 3 o'clock there's Chinese Taipei versus Hong Kong.
Yes, the last game of the under-19s Asia tournament. It is probably going to be the final. The winners go through to the next division, huh?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the tournament is actually still alive for all 3 teams: Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Korea. If Korea put up enough points today against Sri Lanka, which, in my judgment, they will do, they're still technically alive if Hong Kong beat Taiwan this afternoon.
Yes, Korea and Sri Lanka are both big teams. Sri Lanka have not performed as well as they could have, falling away in the latter parts of their games and giving up big scores to their opposition teams, which has created a bit of an issue for teams like Taiwan. They've won all their Chinese Taipei. They've won their games so far, but if another team gets on through to meet them on points differential, it could be costly for them.
Oh, absolutely right. Because in the first game, Taiwan versus Sri Lanka, Taiwan didn't actually put that many points up against Sri Lanka. They kept it fairly tight. I think the final score was 18-15 or 18-14, whereas Hong Kong put up over 40 points against Sri Lanka on Saturday.
Yes, it was nearly a rout. We did have a fan chip in saying that perhaps Hong Kong could win by 50 points to 3. Wasn't so close, but wasn't so bad. But Sri Lanka managed to score a couple of late tries to give themselves some credibility there.
So there's a try in the corner. So how do you think this game will go today? Who is the favorite to win?
Well, judging by short colours, I think the Muaku team probably have a few younger legs than the Giants do. The Giants will have a lot of experience. They'll probably come back after this and learn not to spin it out so wide. They've lost the ball both times they've tried to spin it, so I think they'll try and play it tight now and just control the ball and not get it out wide and give the Muaku guys a chance to return it and run out wide, because they do have a bit of speed in the Muaku team.
Absolutely. Oh wow. Because earlier they were in the scrum, so I didn't realize how many yellow shorts are in the Giants team. I think there's a total of half of their players are wearing the yellow shorts.
Yes, but they do have a lot of red short guys on reserve. You can see sitting down in front of us, in front of the stand.
Oh yeah, I see them now.
There's the kickoff. Didn't make the 10.
That was a little bit harsh. That was close enough to 10.
You must give the receiving team the opportunity to catch the ball, so the Giant guy interfered in the air. So probably for the better that he did.
I love to see that these teams are not going to give the cameraman any trouble. They are literally walking to the rock in the mall.
Okay, number 51 to put the ball in. That is Ling Jinghua. Good double round move there. Draw pass. Can he set his winger free? Oh, he cuts inside. And number 23's got the ball.
The Giants player had a chance to intercept, but he kind of gift wrapped the ball to the other team.
Pick and go.
I'm glad to see they haven't forgotten fundamental rugby in their old age.
Offside.
That was a blatant offside. If that was in If that was in a normal game, that would have been a yellow card.
Excellent stepping and run there from number 40. Simon Joe. And score. That's 2 tries to Moaku now.
It does look like Moaku has a little bit of edge on the Giants today.
Yes.
They do look slightly younger and slightly more steppy than the
Yes,
than
a
the
little
Giants
bit more
guy.
organised by the look of it. They've turned up with some moves, some double rounds, some skip passes. They look like they're well prepared for today's match.
Well, absolutely. I think obviously there's a combine of 1,000 years of rugby experience on the pitch today. So it's not for us to questioning any of their move, their preparation. All we can say is respect to these guys.
Yes.
I wish I can run around the pitch at their age.
Well, as a matter of fact, I should be on the field right now myself, but playing for Moaku. I've been a member of the Moaku team for the last year. I've also been, I'm actually a current member of the opposition team, the Giants, and they've got a variety of teams. They've got a young Colts team, I believe. They've got an under 40s team, and an over 50s and over 60s team. So the Giants are a huge club. They've been going over 50 years. Moaku is relatively new.
Well, Giant is actually one of the foundational rugby club here in Taiwan. They've been keeping the rugby tradition going, like you said, for half a decade. In fact, it was recently their 51st anniversary around October time. Isn't that right?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. They usually hold their anniversary around the second week of October.
You may not realize that some of these guys from the Moaku and the Giants club, actually they kind of interchange as they like. Moaku came about because of there was a niche to create another team. Giants had already got to maximum numbers, so Moaku was invented by I think it was by former national captain Mr. Best U and his friend Mr. Ling. Back maybe 16, 17 years ago.
Well, Mr. Best Wu seems to start quite a few clubs here in Taipei. Isn't he one of the founding member of our alma mater, the Taipei Baboon as well?
That's correct. Mr. Wu was our first ever president, I believe, for the Taipei Baboons Rugby Club.
I'm starting to suspect that the Giants Rugby Club kicked Mr. Wu out and he just started a new club to spite them.
I'm not sure the details there, but I think that he was quite high up in the organization for the Giants Club once upon a time.
Oh, I'm sure he was. No, I was only kidding, by the way. I don't believe that's what happened. I mean...
no, from what I've seen, he's got a very friendly relationship with both clubs.
Yeah. Best has done a tremendous amount of work for Taiwanese rugby, you know.
That's right.
Not only did he represent them at his younger day,
and captain the national team,
and throughout his later career, you know, he started a lot of different clubs, became president, you know, refereeing, ran,
and still touring with the young baboons sometimes and playing.
Oh yeah. Well, unfortunately, he doesn't live in Taipei anymore. You know, it's a shame that he had to move out to Shenzhen.
Yes.
We all miss you, Best, if you're listening.
We all miss the Best, yes. Here we go, the Giants are in the half. They're creeping up and towards the 22. Oh. Losing their feet there. Moaku lost their feet going over the top. Quick ball. Quickish. On the mark. Here we go.
That's a rather aggressive move by the Moaku. A big surge at the counter ruck.
Yes, but unfortunately losing their feet there and giving away the penalty. Excellent run there by the Giants, crashing the ball up there.
It's good to
Super
see.
hands.
It's good to see that the Giants have a lot of little interlinked players. They love to offload. Since a lot of these tackle aren't exactly the hardest tackle you ever seen, the runner seems to have time to just pop up to the
Yeah,
guy at his shoulder.
They're displaying some really good handling ability too, the Giants.
Oh yeah. There's a rock at the base of the try line. Let's see if this can do anything.
Released. Ball and all tackle there.
That's a good tackle.
No release of the tackle there. There should be a penalty. Yes. And the referee's name?
Oh, that's Mr. Lin.
Mr. Lin.
Yeah.
Has spotted the infringement there by the winger for the Giants. Tackle ball you must release if you're going to stand up again, especially if you're being held by the opposition players.
I think the player was just making sure he could stand up after that tackle.
Yes, where you have to put the ball down and then you can pick it up and carry on. Good kick for the line from such a short angle.
Well, it's a little bit unfortunate that he was a little bit isolated there on the wing. So he had no other choice except to... I think these guys forgot that you could lift. I think when they were still playing, there was no such thing as lifting. Whoa.
What an amazing run there by number 51.
That's
Ling Jinhua.
That's a good 80-meter run. From his own 22 to his try line, and he just outspeed everybody.
As you can see.
And he sells a dummy. Oh, he's slowing down. Oh, I think he's just taking a...
Mr. Ling did
break.
a great job of keeping up with the play there. Good work from the referee.
Well, Mr. Ling does have 20 years on most of these guys. So he should be able to keep up.
52 for the conversion.
Slotted it.
And that's the break time called.
And now the score is 19-0.
19-0 to Moaku. It looks as though they're playing like roughly 18-minute halves or quarters. We'll find out what's happening as we go.
I think 18 is the age they all wish they are. So I think that's appropriate. Well, so during the break, are you checking if you can hear us?
Yes, we are.
Ah, I see. Yeah, well, I don't see any other commentator around here, so I think we're the only language. Or if you like, we can do it in Espanol.
Hablo no español, huh?
No hablo español?
No.
Oh.
Correo mal, yeah.
That's too bad. Well, while the players are taking a break, I need a little break too. So I'll be right back.
Okay, so we'll take a short break ourselves, water break, and come back with the action in just a few moments. Stay online. Okay, welcome back for the second set of play. Moaku getting ready for the kickoff. Score is 19-0 to Moaku, going left to right. Giants have replaced a lot of their yellow shorted people with the red shortened brigade, so it looks as though the second phase will be a lot more closer, with the perhaps the Giants coming back and clawing back to come even or even get ahead. Let's see how they go the next period. Sitting with me, I've got Mr. Wayne Koo, stalwart of Taiwan rugby for the last 35, 40 years. Very knowledgeable man, coach of the Taipei Baboons, Asia's premier touring club.
Well, I wouldn't say premier, but that's very kind of you. There's a lot of kind words.
Well, it's a French word for number one, so I believe so myself.
Well, I believe I'm the premier male, but you know, there are many other arguments.
Wow. You may call yourself that, but I prefer to call myself an alpha. So you can be premier. There was a problem with the kickoff there. I couldn't see what happened. It couldn't have been a man in front, because that would be a kick, wouldn't it? There would be a penalty or a free kick.
I think it didn't land. It didn't land at 10, and Moaku player touched the ball before the Giant player got it.
Giants release the ball to the young backs. Here we go. Wing is set free. He's in two minds what to do. Let's get back towards his helpers in centre field. Able to pass it back infield. Good run there by the big tubby man. I can't really see his number from here.
That's a nice rumbling run there.
Keeping his feet well. Stationary ball there from the backs there, so they're going to lose some.
Moaku's rush defense is quite impressive, but the Giants seems to be running backwards. He kicked it out, but not on the full.
No, not on the full. It was probably a net loss of about 4 or 5 meters, though, from what the initial break from the outside winger had there for the Giants.
That's pretty good, considering he ran about 30 meters backwards. So in total, you know, that kick actually bailed him out a little bit.
Yeah, very intelligent play there.
Yeah, I think this is a good old day of rugby. There's no lifting, no jumping.
And no pushing in the scrums.
No pushing in the scrum.
And sometimes no tackling or catching. But here we go. Moaku's got the ball.
Oh, it's angle on the outside.
He's running out.
Good cover
to
tackling.
Up to the halfway line. Sitting there, Giants are trying to impose themselves there. Advantage to Moaku. We're coming around offside. Quick ball being sent out. Great passing. Good hands.
I like how the line is actually stationary.
Good head up there by Jun Jinghua.
He's going back to the original penalty.
Okay. Coming through on the offside from the Giants team there.
Giants actually, they're quite aggressive at the breakdown. I'm quite surprised. Because nowadays, most of the breakdown are fairly clean. You know, if either team kind of sees the action, ball is lost, they pretty much just leave the ball alone. I guess this is old school rugby where, you know.
Well, they're on the back foot, the Giants, so they need to pull something out of the fire here and actually do, maybe, you know, like you said, a little bit more aggressive on how they go into the tackle and the rucks and mauls.
Oh, and they're stealing that one. Oh,
ball
he stepped into the 5 meter line, so
ball didn't travel 5.
Nope.
Moaku again. Great hands. Ooh. Should be looking earlier for that release of the ball.
Why release it when you can run for 30 meter? That's some good
Well,
ground
Zhong
made there.
Jinghua, number 114, he is the pace man from what I've seen, and he was waiting there for his pass. It would have been a try, I think.
Oh, the wing on the outside?
Yes.
I see.
Looks as though it was lost forward there.
Well, it's good to have a little inside nugget from Mr. Bernie Moore there.
Yeah. I've been playing with the Moaku team myself for the last year, off and on, in between my own personal injuries. Great club to have. We run around every Sunday afternoon after about 2 o'clock if you're available, Bailing. The club is expressly for people of slightly more mature age.
I mean, you have to have grey hair.
I probably got the most grey hair in the club, and it's probably because I don't dye my hair. Very fortunate there for the Giants that my man, Zhang Zhonghua, unfortunately wasn't able to field the ball there from their kick and has given the Giants the throw-in for the line-out. Let's see. What would your tactic be from this point in the field, Mr. Koo?
As a coach, you would say, you know what, let's not play rugby on 22. Let's kick it down the field. Let's play in there. So as a coach, that's what I would do. But I think for these guys, they're gonna rumble it up the field, keep possession.
Exactly as you said, rumbling it up here. They'll probably try and get into center field and do some more setup phases and see how they go. And they win a penalty. Good.
I'm actually very surprised. You think these older guys, they would just be like, kind of taking it a little bit easier at the ruck and the maul. But they're very, very aggressive. They seem to be going after every ruck and every maul.
Well, I think after years and years of playing against each other, they've probably got some old scores to settle. So probably things from the past, teenage days, nightclubbing days, possibly lost girlfriends.
There's a few ball bet not settled.
Yes.
Well, as much as I would like to go into the days of our Giants, let's go back to the action on the field.
Okay. Giants have got the ball back from their own throw on the halfway line. Here's our man with the great feet. Taking down that time, but he lays it back well. 12 chips it out to the, very good kick there. And well taken. Like a cricket slip fielder. Moaku really offside there. I'm sorry, as we say, very close to the offside line, and the referees ping them. Running singles is a dangerous game for the Giants to play.
Good double tackle.
You don't want to get isolated with a speedy team like the Moaku forwards there. Like you said, they're very aggressive on the tackle, ruck and maul area. Take them to ground, release, tackle it, and roll away. 6 for the Giants, passes it out.
Oh, unfortunate drop ball. There's a lot of good communication there on the field. Men yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Letting them know, hey, I'm here.
Unfortunately for Paul Jung, when he passed that ball to his man, he didn't quite maybe have his hands in the right position to take that ball. Maybe he had his eyes off the ball and was looking at what was coming his way.
Yeah, I think he looked up and saw the blue shirt, and maybe his hand got a little bit sweaty. That's a little bit unfortunate because Giants are in a great attacking position. Right in the midfield, right on the 22. I was hoping they would put some points on the field and then make this game a little bit more interesting. But so far, Moaku has been dominating the Giants.
The old story of younger brother outdoing the big brother.
Yes. Yeah.
Here's our man, Zhang Zhenghua. Not supported well. Great hit there. Great hit. Excellent hit. Good fielding.
Offside. I think the referee should give these old guys a little bit of a break. I think they're not going offside on purpose. It's just they're old and they can't get back on side.
That's my style.
Well, from personal experience, I'm not that old, and sometimes I'm just like, you know what, just call me offside, but I'm not going back. There's some sort of tactic. Nope, there's no tactic, it's just number one. I don't know why they took so long to throw that ball in when we know he's going number one.
Moaku doing a great display of drawing the tackler and passing the ball.
And the winger seems to have the knowledge, like, okay, it's time to put it back inside. Put the other boys in play. Oh, that's some
These
nice
Moaku boys have
stepping.
come to play. They've come to play. Ball to ground. Giants have recovered.
That's some fancy footwork there.
And great hands there. Here's our man with the feet. Oh, Moaku have taken the ball off them. Ball to ground.
Seems like to be a knock on. Oh, high tackle. He does not seem to like the decision by the referee and letting him know.
Voicing his displeasure. Pretty sure they won't take the kick. The wind is actually picking up a little bit here now.
Yeah, and kind of running in towards the wind.
Ooh.
I mean, if I'm 6-year-old and some young buck of 40 is telling me what to do, I'm not gonna have none of that.
Must respect the referee's judgments.
Absolutely.
Okay, sealing off there. Penalty to the Giants. Number 17 for the Giants is taking the ball. Try to look and do a quick one.
Ooh, he got taken down hard there. It's a lot of overlap on the left hand. Finally, they swing it to the left.
Yes.
Nice. Good technique.
Beautiful.
Drawing and passing. One man to be.
Forward pass.
Forward pass. The Giant got a little bit lucky there. That try line was begging to be taken. It's good to see the old steward of Taiwanese rugby here. Everybody here today has been, long time supporter, contributor, and volunteers for the Taiwanese rugby. It's good to see that, they got the morning to play on this wonderful, wonderful pitch here at the Taipei Arena.
Yes, I've never actually played on this field myself, so very lucky to have the opportunity to play here. It's quite a relatively new stadium too, maybe 8 or 9 years old.
Yes, it wasn't built that long ago, and it's fairly well maintained. I think this is usually an athletic track, and the grassy part in the middle usually is used for things like javelin and shot put.
Yes.
Sometimes when they do too much of those, the pitch could be a little bit pockmarked. But for this tournament, I think the Chinese Taipei Rugby Union seems to put a little bit of money in and kind of refurbish the pitch a little bit, so it's looking gorgeous out there. And I think we might have a chance to play here.
Okay, the Giants wing is being set away here. He passes it infield, and
the Moaku guys took it.
I'm not sure he's entitled to grab that ball if he's sitting on the ground. So penalty.
Yeah, there's a rumor of the Taiwan 10 being hosted on this pitch later on this year.
This is a great field. It would be an amazing a chance for us people to actually get an opportunity to play on a field like this here in Taipei.
Yeah, and I think the Taiwan 10 is happening next year in June. I think it's either first or second weekend.
Oh. We've got listeners right now from Singapore. So any teams out there interested in coming to the Taipei 10s, just contact the Taipei Baboons and we'll put you on to the organizers for that tournament.
Well, the Taipei Baboons is actually going to be part of the organization this year, as the Chinese Taipei Rugby Union has asked us if you want to co-host this event.
Oh wow, that's an amazing opportunity for the club.
Oh, that's a little bit high.
Taipei Baboons have existed perhaps maybe 30 years, in the Taipei region.
Yeah, it started in the late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, by a bunch of French guys that was here building the first Taipei MRT line.
That's correct. That's why the colors of the baboons are black and red, I believe. Not French colors, but too loose or too long.
But in the beginning, I remember the Taipei Baboons used to wear yellow and black. But yeah, the Toulouse club is black and red.
Yeah, so traditionally the colors were that. Perhaps there were some variants with different presidents, but the roots were from the French guys from the Toulouse area.
And we're at another intermission. I don't believe that's the end of the match. I think it's just a little intermission for the old guys to take a break, get a sip of water. From another two old guys, we're going to do the same. We'll come back to you when the action resumes. Welcome back to the action. I think this is the last period of this match between the Taiwan Giants and the Taiwan Waku over 60. Bernie is gone off mic for a little while. It's just me here. I'm your commentator, Wayne. I'll be with you all afternoon. It's a scrum for the Giants. Ball's gone backwards. Some vicious tackling there down on the 22 of Milwaukee. Fling the ball out wide. Oh, and the big man number 6 stepped out of bounds. The officiating crew today is Mr. Lin as the main judge. And by the look of it is Mr. Chen and Mr. Chu for the assistant sideline judge. And we welcome back Bernie.
No change in the score.
Oh, it's a nice kick and chase. The man has got some wheel on him, eh?
He's a lot faster than I am, I'll tell you that. And not as good at kicking the ball as I am. But he did a great job of chasing down that ball and keeping it away from the Milwaukee team, who look like they're looking to try and storm on and do better than that second half where they, or the second period where they were held scoreless.
Yes. Well, it was scoreless. It was a scoreless second period. Let's hope the action get a little bit more exciting here in the last period.
Milwaukee playing with some intent.
Ooh, that's an unfortunate drop. Every time I see these guys go down, I'm always worried that they're gonna get back up again. But they seem to be in a fairly good condition, considering their age.
Some of them are actually professionals. They're medical professionals. The man who just dropped the ball, the winger with his hands on his knees, is actually I think he's a pediatrician at the Taipei Medical University.
Oh. There's a lot of there seems to be a lot of doctors and dentists playing rugby way well into their 60s. I remember we were playing down in Kaohsiung once, and it was the old boys team for the Kaohsiung Medical University.
Yeah, I think they were more of a social club than actually we are. So they didn't really put up a good fight. I think it was one of our biggest wins in that tournament.
Yes.
Milwaukee working hard to recycle that ball. Roger smashing the ball up there, number 130. 52 is doing it another great job, Mr. Joe.
But the gentlemen from the Kaohsiung Medical University old boys team, they were a bunch of nice guys, because we met some of them down at the pub later on that night, and they graciously bought us, a round of beer, which was very lovely of them, considering that we put 30, 40 points on them.
Well, being medical professionals, they get paid a lot more money than we do, so
I suppose. And I guess they were trying to be gracious hosts, since that we came all the way down to Kaohsiung to play a couple of days of rugby. But yeah, and anytime I've seen those guys afterwards, they are very polite. They always come up and say hi, which is which is great of them.
Yeah, Kaohsiung is a great place to go and play the game, the sport of rugby. Beautiful city, nice conditions there, beautiful field, excellent stadium, the Dragon Stadium.
Yeah, it's a national stadium down there. The condition of that pitch is actually very, very good. I would say even better than the condition here, because I was doing pitch inspection the last couple of days, and the grass here are in good condition, but they are a little bit thinner than the lush grass down in Kaohsiung. I think probably because Kaohsiung is a little bit further south, so they get a little bit more sun and heat, so the grass grow a little bit better.
Possibly. Okay, Giants able to extricate themselves out of that sticky situation there. Moaku's hands failing them in the last moments there when they were 2-on-1 situation, and the try scorer lost the ball behind him.
Walking on the in the changing room for now.
Yeah, just doing a quick pitch check. Wind conditions.
Oh, stepped out of bounds. Just a reminder, coming up at 1 o'clock. Local time is Korea versus Sri Lanka. And the final match of the tournament is on at 3 o'clock. Chinese Taipei versus Hong Kong. I hope you guys will stay with us for those games.
Okay, the Taipei Giants going for safety there, kicking the ball out. Back to where we were, but they lost the possession and goes to Moaku. Moaku spinning the ball out. Plenty of backs there. Yes, good doubling around there. Cut in field. Bit of a high tackle there.
High tackle.
Can't go over the top like that. Moaku's recycling the ball, but Mr. Ling's having none of it. Penalty. Not taken on the mark.
That's quite a lot of high tackle there. You think the referee would have a word with the captains and maybe tell them, guys, you're old enough to know better. Calm down a little bit.
Yes, we don't want to see it erupting into fireworks. It could get nasty because I'm sure a lot of these guys are masters of Gong Fu, Qigong, Taekwondo.
I think that's a little bit racist, but I'm going to let you get away with it.
Win in Taipei.
Yeah, when in Taipei, you're considered white. Doesn't mean you can act like it.
I love it here in Taipei.
Yeah, exactly, because you're considered white. I see a lot of the volunteer and the helper and the photographer. They seem to be sitting down, enjoy the lovely time in the sun.
Well fielded there by the replacement winger for Moaku. Excellent. Great ball. Oh, good fake out there. Going around
nice
and cutting
step.
in. Excellent play there from number 209.
Another 5 points for the Moaku. Oh, that's some nice step. There's some good stepping by the Moaku winger. Number 15. It's about 25, about 7 meters in from the touchline. It's a tough kick. It looked good. Oh, just wide to the right. I think the action is going to resume. Did you bring your own equipment to this game?
I thought it would be a good idea to actually see what's exactly happening on the Facebook screen.
Very professional of you. I think the action is winding down. I think we've probably got another 2 or 3 minutes of actual game time. Oh, that's a vicious tackle by number 11.
He's a firebrand, that man. I've no idea what happened there. What's the penalty, Wayne?
I don't know.
Because he didn't immediately stand up. He actually put the ball down, stood up and gathered, and then continued on.
Some of Mr. Lin's decisions always confounded me in the past.
Okay. Wow.
This one is for coming around offside. But that last one I was just a little bit baffled.
Giants working hard to break their duck.
I think it's all about the face
Over
now,
the top,
right?
yes. Correct. They win the put into the next scrum.
That's a great opportunity for the Giants.
Subs coming on.
They camped right on the 5 meter line of the Moaku, and they were attacking scrum.
Mr. Jung has come on for number 23 for the Giants. For Moaku.
We see if Giants can make these pressure and possession into actual points.
Correction, it's Chin Chen Pao come onto the field. Side of the scrum. Let's hope he can close this Giants move down. Wow, great hit there. Forcing the Giants back. Moaku being tenacious here.
I think Moaku decided that they want to keep a clean score sheet.
That first period was an excellent one. They scored
a yellow card.
The majority of the points for that.
That's the first bidden of today's game.
I would say that we're for interfering on the ground. A lot of Taiwanese teams, especially the older guys, are very famous for it. I think it's a habit they've picked up from the Japanese style of play.
Yeah, that used to frustrate me to no end when I was playing in my younger days. And there's a big difference between Taiwanese rugby and the way we play rugby in Europe. Back in Europe, if you were caught on the wrong side, you were basically free game. People are allowed to, give you a nice shoe pie. But since the game has evolved, that's gone, away over the dinosaur.
Yeah, unfortunately in New Zealand and Australian rugby as well. That certainly kept the game flowing, and would keep people out of the wrong positions where they shouldn't have been. But it's been ruled these days to be too dangerous.
I mean, it's a little bit of a cowboy justice system that the old school rugby seems to have. I think that the game is evolved for the better. That it's cleaner, it's a lot. And the referees are a lot better now at picking up things like that.
Yep. Tackles below the shoulders now. I'm not sure about this. intended below the nipple line routine for tackling because it's going to change the dynamic of the whole game. I believe.
That's the final whistle. The Milwaukee teams managed to keep the Giants out of their end zone and kept their scorelines clean.
Little brother has defeated big brother, 24-0 here to the Milwaukee team. Taipei Giants going down to the Taiwan Milwaukee team.
Okay, we'll be right back at 1 o'clock to bring you the action for Korea, Sri Lanka. We'll see you there.